Recording in progress. Hiya, Chris. So this is Chris Hunt from Therapycise. So tell us about yourself, Chris.
Hey, first of all, John, nice to see you today, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good. Well, look, I don't want to waffle too much about myself today, but I know we've got a big audience, mainly guys, right? Blokes losing timber, okay? I'm an ex-Royal Marine, father of 4 beautiful daughters, husband. I left the Marines back in 2013. Since then, I went into personal training, went into mind, body, life coaching, and now I'm a mental performance coach, helping people obliterate barriers and move forward in life. Simple as that.
Right. That hence the therapy side. So you're giving them the therapy to reduce the size of that monkey chip on the bloody shoulder thing that's going on.
Yeah, you know that chimp paradox. It's working with the mind. Like, we've all got things going on, right? Anyone that says they haven't got things going on is lying to themselves. We've all got things going on, but it's how we deal with those things and become the best version of ourselves on a daily basis.
Nice one, Chris. Nice one. So, what are you passionate about? What's at the core of all that? You know, what do you want to see happen? Where's it go with all this? What's the passion all about?
Do you know what, John? And for everyone that's listening to this recording, whether it's today, this week, next month, what I'm passionate about are things like this, where you have conversations with people, you instigate change, you open up the possibilities of where people have been, where they are, but what they want to do with their life. I don't know about you, but I truly believe that we're put on this earth for a purpose, and life's like a roller coaster, John. You know, I'm sure we'll cover it in this talk we do today. But I've had some ups, I've had some downs, but for me, my passion, my purpose is helping guys and girls, husbands, wives, corporates, non-corporates, look at where they are and go, I know I can do more. I'm going to follow these steps because I know this works, and that's where I want to get to. And that's my passion. It's helping people like yourself. It's helping people like anyone that's watching this video take actionable steps to become the best version of themselves. Because the funny old thing is, right, when we do that within ourselves, we become better partners. We become better parents. We become better friends, better coaches, because we're being authentic, we're being genuine, and we're smashing life. That's what my passion is.
Nice one. So what top 3 tips could you give people that are easy to understand and easy to remember and follow? What would you tell them?
Oh, cool. How long we got? I'm joking. Look, number 1, no 0 days. It's something that I live by. Doesn't mean you go out and do a marathon every day, but you live no 0 days. John, how many days a week do you brush your teeth?
Twice. Every bloody day. Probably 3 times a day, I guess.
Yeah. How often do you drink water? Every day?
I try. Yeah, I do try, but it tends to be 3 out of the 7. Do you know what I mean? But I do give it a go.
How many days do you breathe?
Every bloody day, mate. All the time.
You know that.
Too heavily some days, mate. Too heavily some days.
That's where no 0 days comes from. If something's really important to us, we don't do it as and when. We don't do it, you know, if I ask you a question, when did you do ABC? When you apply a no 0 days philosophy, you can say, I know when I did it last. I did it today or I did it yesterday and so on. So no 0 days. When you've got a goal and there's something you want to achieve, do something every day, no matter how.
Well, even when it's raining, I was looking at going out, you know, Tuesday is my day to go for a nice long walk with a dog, right? Yeah. And a Thursday. And I'm looking out there and it's peeing it down. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you know, what do I do with that? Do I do a quick run around the block, or do I just man up and get on with it?
You know, I'd say get up, get on with it. But you know what? This is the beautiful thing about no 0 days, John. No 0 days can be something. Let's say you're trying to lose weight right now. Okay, you got a body fat percentage you're not happy with. You got an internal representation of your mind of how you feel. Even just watching a YouTube video, maybe doing some affirmations in the mirror, doing a power pose, reading a book, having a conversation, that counts. So it's not all 100% go, go, go. It's no 0 days on little steps that work towards your goals. So that's number 1. All right, that's number 1. The second one is we measure what we treasure. And what I mean by that is if something is important to you, we measure it, we track it, we keep an eye on it. If it's sleep, because we know the importance of sleep, right? For weight management, weight loss, energy, mood, we measure that. Drink the amount of water we drink. We know there's a direct correlation with water intake and lifestyle and energy. If it's exercise sessions, we track that. So we measure what we treasure. So first of all, okay, it's as simple as having no 0 days. The second one is measure things. Measure, just like a company measures sales and calls. You got to apply that philosophy to your goals. And the third one is be present. Focus on the win analogy, which is WIN, what's important now. What I mean by that is you got a goal. You're trying to be fitter. You're trying to be healthier. You're trying to be happier. Put your hand in the air if you have distractions in life. I know I do, right? But it's about saying, yeah, exactly. It's about saying right now, like I love my family, John. I'm sure you can probably guess that the way I've spoken about already. I love my family. I love my work. But when I've got a goal, at that moment, when I'm doing something on that goal, compartmentalize what's important now. Because the real direct link with when people focus too much on the future, John, we get quite anxious, you could say at times. When you focus a lot on the past too much negatively, it can affect low mood and depression. But when we focus on the present, that's what you can control. I can't control last week. I can't control next week. But what I can control is right now. So tip number 3, focus on the present and ask yourself what's important now.
Nice one. I like that. I like that. Yeah. Because I mean, I have a few hats that I'm rolling around, and it's like, you know, and working this through. And the calling yesterday, the council meeting I had yesterday about electric vehicles, calling that in was because there was no measures in there. There was nothing in there to measure. There was nothing in there that said, this is where we're trying to go. It was waffle. And it was like, I can't do with waffle. Don't try and give me waffle. Give me the boat. Give me facts. Give me targets. Give me objectives. Give me the nuts and bolts. Anyway, that's me. That's not you. So tell us about your journey to date then. You mentioned, go on that journey from the military, perhaps before, whatever. Just
I'll give it quick time. So I went to uni in Manchester, met, I tell you what, a boy from Wokingham, moving to a 24-hour city like Manchester. That was a wake-up call. I was like, wow, there was a lot to
Not Leeds, though, is it? Not Leeds, though, is it?
I've got a lot of family from Holloway, so it's not too far away from there, yeah? But Manchester was sick. I loved it. I thought I wanted to go down the business route. I went into sales. I did okay at it for a year or so, but I was like, this is not me. I want a challenge. So I thought, do you know what? At the time on TV was Commando on the Front Line, Royal Marines. I was like, man, this looks great. I want a challenge. Why not? I went for it. I went through Marines training. I passed. I was a Marine for 7 years, 2 tours of Afghanistan. I had 2 daughters at that time, and I broke up with my ex-partner while I was in the Marines. And unfortunately, when I was away in Afghanistan, a lot of things had happened with my children back at home. I came back, walked into the lion's den, and I got full custody of my 2 young girls at the time. They were 4 and 2. Being a Royal Marine and being a parent of 2 young kids does not work. So I left the Marines. I met my beautiful wife. We had 2 more daughters. I went into personal training. From then I went into mind, body, life coaching, which is like personal training on steroids. But the passion was anything, the mind, mental performance. So since then, I've now, even though I still do personal training and I offer that as a service, my main bread and butter is mental performance. Using the skills that I learned in the Marines and all the courses that I've done so far. I just finished my master's in psychology. Now I work with teams and individuals to boss the mind and boss the inner game. And that's me.
What about, with my counsellor hat on, you know, there's a lot of kids struggling right now. Do you know what I mean? And the whole county lines thing, you know, getting drawn into drugs and all that shit.
Yeah.
Is there some is there stuff you could do in that? Could you go into a room of kids and just say, look, and sort them out, you know, get them thinking down the right path?
Yeah, I've done this. I've worked with various groups, organisations, schools, working with a company actually at the moment with some of the young adults that they're working with. Like anything, it's about time, right? And it's about at that moment, can I offer the value that I want to do in that space? But I'll be honest with you, as a parent, as someone that loves working with kids, I'm always open to opportunities. So again, if someone watches this and goes, do you know what? I'd love to get Chris in front of a group. Just let me know. I think with, and tell me if you think I'm wrong here, but I'm a big believer in this. Kids have got this and young adults have got this. We're now living in a world which is very different to when we were younger. They have got stimuli everywhere. You've got your TikToks, you've got your Snapchat, you've got your amazing graphics, you've got your phones. So if they do not feel that attachment, that meaning, that enjoyment in what someone's saying, they're going to switch off and they're going to zone out. So it's about keeping that energy and giving kids something to say, do you know what? I've got a story. I can interest you. And I think if you apply these things, it's going to make you a happier kid. Simple as that.
Yeah, my son's got a thing about that in terms of people being, there's drugs that are produced inside our bodies when we're watching these things, like endomorphins, like when we exercise. Same sort of shit going on with the computers, you know, and that screen. And it's not good, is it? It's not good. Yeah. It's not good. Anyway,
I think though,
let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling. We've got more questions.
Sorry, John, just to show it's funny what you were saying though, mate. Like with the Marines, I always find that's a really nice in because people understand, they get the Marines, they get the commandos, they see the news, they see all the adverts on TV. So the kids really relate to that because it's a pretty cool thing to say that you've done, right? But there's a lot of stories that I like to share when I do longer workshops and presentations that I think can add value. And I think if more people did that, I think the world would be a better place for sure.
Yeah. Nice one, mate. Nice one.
Yeah.
I think we've heard the key drivers family, mate. That's it, isn't it? Getting that sorted out. Any examples of blokes or women or anything that you've seen a success from what you've done?
Yeah.
Did a bit of this and they were there and now they're here.
Yeah. Look, again, I know we're trying to keep these videos nice and short because they're about attention. I love that. I don't want to go on too much. I'll give you a few examples. I don't want to name names. Well, the client X, will call him. He lost about 10 stone. And when he lost 10 stone, the reason how he lost that, trust me, this was not overnight, John. This was not a short-term success. He changed his environment. He made his environment work for him. How did he do that? He changed his lifestyle. He changed his habits. He got up a little bit earlier. He started walking more. He came up with a few non-negotiable rules on a daily and a weekly basis that worked for him. Now, the best thing about that loss was after that initial loss, he then went slightly up again as his body kind of tried to adjust. And then he's been able to hold it. Overall, the actual net amount was about 8 stone, which I think is absolutely sensational. But that's because he managed his environment. Another one, called in Client Y, was going through a transitional period in life with work and with family. And what we worked on was golden time. It was about saying, hey, look, your time, we've all got 168 hours, correct? Now, I know that in a week this is. I know that some people have lots of things going on. I'm not denying that. But we all know we have that mathematical calculation. So if you can't put more stuff in, you got to take some stuff out to put in the stuff that's important. And with, like I said, the client that has really bossed that transition, he managed his golden time. He created a bit of space in his day, every single day, that he could work on him. Whether that was exercise, whether that was socializing, whether that was reading, whether that was meditation, whether that was learning, whether that was courses. He just defined that time and said, this is my golden time and I'm going to protect it. No one gets that period of time. Really little gargantuan tip there. If you want to move forward in life, create a bit of time for yourself and protect it like you would protect the most important thing in the world.
Wow. Wow. What is your USP? Bloody hell, just look at you. I mean, how many people are like you in terms of energy and things? But you tell me your USP. You tell me.
My USP, I feel, was that, again, without getting too corporate and business on it, with my experience and my learning, I feel I offer something really hybrid. And what I mean by that is I'm CBT trained, I'm NLP trained, I'm an ex-personal trainer, I've got my master's in psychology, but I like to tie a lot of different fields and skills into mental performance coaching, using past experience as well. So whereas you see psychologists, therapists, counselors, standard setup, there's the sofa, there's the chair, let's talk, oh, listen, let's see what we can do. I'm about being active, about giving clients that hope that, you know what, I can do this. I know I can do this. And you can do that quickly. And if you can get that hope and that change, wow. Honestly, if you think you can achieve that in life, you give someone a bit of energy and desire, and self-esteem and confidence that they can do it. You push that boundaries, lean forward, you can achieve anything you want. That's my USP.
Smashed it. Smashed it. Right. How can people find out more about you?
Look, I'm sure we'll be doing more videos like this, John. So through you would be a good thing through BLT, but 100% easily, social media, search up Chris Hunt. I've got a picture of my kids on there. And also Therapycise is my mental performance coaching business. The fundamental coach has always been my bread and butter.
Yeah, spell that out. Spell the word so people know where to go.
Yeah, sure. So Therapycise is spelled therapy, Therapy, size, CISE. But since I left the Marines, most of my coaching work was done under the fundamental coach work. And Therapycise is now kind of where I'm trying to take my business. But just search for Chris Hunt, Wokingham Coach. You'll find me online. Reach out to me. I'm always happy to chat.
Right. So what do you want listeners to take away from this video? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to walk away?
Wow. What a question. I'll tell you what I like to take away. If you want something in life and there is that cognitive dissonance, so what I mean by that is there's a gap from where you are and where you want to be. Something just doesn't quite feel right with what you're doing right now. Change something. And what I mean by that is it's the start that stops most people. How often do people procrastinate? How often do people live on someday island? I'll do it someday. I'll do it another day. If you want to change something, give yourself a confidence boost and say, it doesn't matter what it is, something small. It may be, I'm going to go out and walk today for 5 minutes. Make it really easy to start. You get one day done, focus on getting it done the next day. You do the next day, you focus on the next day. You pat yourself on the back, you say well done, and you say, let's keep doing this. And that's what it's about. Make it easy to start. It's the stop that says it's the stop. So it's the start that stops most people. Don't let that be you. Start something today. You never know where it's going to take you.
Smash it. You smashed it, Chris. Well done, mate. You said to me before we started shooting this video, you know, I forget what the words you used, but you're basically saying, you know, it's going to buzz. And it did. It bloody did, mate. You know what I mean? That was brilliant.
Do you know what, John? Without going on about it, me and you doing this video now, sorry, when you said about a tip to take away, I truly believe that with the sum and the equation of the people that you spend time with, me and you doing this video now, a little tip for you. You want to change something about your life, start mixing around with certain people that are aligned with those values. You know, if it's exercise, you know, meet up for a mate for a run. If it's learning, go and take a course. If you want to be have a better lifestyle, join the gym and get down swimming. Take your kids for a walk at the Lookout in Bracknell or something. It's about aligning yourselves with people that are on a similar mission to you. You do that, you've got an accountability team. Really powerful stuff.
Solid. Nice one, Chris. Cheers, pal. Well done.
Thank you. Have a great day.